All right, thank you so much, everyone. Please let's have our seat. Thank you so much. It's so great to be here. So great to be here. Um, First, I want to appreciate everyone. MFK, I want to appreciate you so much. You've been so amazing. We're in Lagos I think, last 2 weeks, I think, last week. Yeah, we're in Lagos last week and it was superb. I mean, the lineup of speakers, I was blessed, really. And now we're in Ibadan, my city. And a lot of people are surprised that I'm based in Ibadan. Sorry, I don't go out. Sorry, I don't. So that's why a lot of people don't know that I'm in Ibadan. And also, I want to appreciate my wife, my beautiful wife is here, and my son. Thank you so much for your support every time. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much, everyone. All right, so we're going to be talking about advertising mistakes to avoid as a realtor. I chose this topic because I see a lot of people making mistakes with their marketing when it comes to real estate. I see a lot of mistakes. And I've done my best to always talk about it on my page, on my YouTube page, on everywhere. But I think a lot of people do not still understand some of these things. And that's why when you have the opportunity to be at events like this, you don't waste time to register for it. And when she told me she was coming to Ibadan, I said, no, we have to push this because I know that there are a lot of people in the city of Ibadan that need this. A lot of lives depend on making this sale as a realtor. And you can't afford to, when it comes to advertising, you can't afford to just do it with your eyes closed. Because trust me, you're spending money. And there's nobody in this life, let it be the president. Even God himself does not waste resources. That's why the scripture will say that not a jot of my word will come back to me unfulfilled. So it means even God ensures that the words that he speaks must fulfill. So if you have an advertising budget, it must do what you're sent it to do. Are we together? So get ready. I'm going to be saying a lot of things, but I just want us to just write the ones you can write. I don't have a slide, so I'm going to be speaking with us. So write the ones you can write. And, I just want us to have a real talk this afternoon. All right, let me start from a story. So this afternoon, while I was driving, I had to stop by because I love to appreciate people. So I had to stop by to get something for MFK. And, I went to this supermarket, and a lady approached me. She had with her packs of sweets. We all know sweets, like all those sweets. I don't want to mention any brand. We know sweets. So she had a pack, like 2 or 3 packs with her. And she said, "Sir, please buy these sweets." She was just all about, "Oh, please buy these sweets. It's this price." She was just mentioning the price, giving me all the price and everything. I looked at her like, okay. Then not so long, another person approached me. This time around, this lady had with her bars of soap, a particular brand, right? They are doing something for men. So she comes to me and she says, "Sir, I want you to buy this," because she started giving me all the benefits. She never said anything about the price. Everything she was saying was, "These are the benefits. Oh, this will kill 99% germs. Oh, this will..." I never, till I left or gave her a response, she never mentioned anything about price. So immediately, I responded to both of them and I said, I would buy, if I were to buy, I'll buy from this other lady. You know why? She gave me all the benefits that would help me to buy. But you were, on the other hand, telling me that this is the price. This is the price of this sweet. This is buy 3, get this. Sorry. What can the sweet do for me? What would it do for me? I need to understand, because you need to understand that when you are advertising, whether it's offline or online, they have the same principles. You sell to people the benefits of what you are trying to sell to them, not the price. When you sell the benefits, you take their eyes away from the price. And then the other lady that wasn't selling so well goes on by saying, "Hey, Joy Bami Ra now. Hey, Joy Bami." You want to go emotional, but you've not sold me the benefits. So one of the mistakes that we are making, which I'll start from, is that you are selling to me the price. Oh, the property is 80 million. Property is this. Hello, what are the benefits of getting this property? When everyone was speaking, he was saying something about properties somebody who was posting how you are driving to Lagos and how you drive to work in Ibadan. The difference. So seeing that as somebody who is based in Lagos and tired of all the traffic and all that, makes me feel like, okay, this is actually a solid reason why I should invest in properties in Ibadan. So what you are doing, or the number one mistake you're doing, is that you're focusing on selling the price or the property when you should be selling the benefits. Everything I'm telling you right now, if you can implement it, trust me, you're going to do awesome. So sell the benefits. Forget about the price. Because you know why? After you have sold the benefit, the person will ask you, how much is it? It's that simple. It's that simple. So as realtors, it's not about the 80 million property. It's not about, it's about the benefits. All right? Do we understand what I just explained? Yes. So that's the story. This was a real one. And while I was coming, I said, no, I have to share this. Because this is a perfect example. Now, that lady that could not sell sweets, you want to give her property to sell. She'll be frustrated. And that's why a lot of realtors are frustrated. Because the focus is not on impact. Like Egbon said, the focus is not on making impact and creating relationships. You see everybody on, even your Instagram followers, you see them as numbers. I have 800 followers. Do you know what it means to have 800 people seated in this hall? Or sit with 800 people and then you're speaking to them. Do you know what it means? So because you are 800 followers, you feel like, I don't have enough followers. No. The way you treat 800 followers is the same way you would treat 30 million followers. It's no difference. All of us that we have a huge following online, we didn't start from that. We didn't buy followers. It was gradual. There was a time I was 2,000. There was a time I was 20,000. So I didn't change the message. And that's why I'm not the type of person that likes to archive my post or delete my post. Scroll down. Just go down very far. You will see how we started. Why? It is important in building trust. You heard what he said? That one of the key factors you must build is trust. And that's important online. All right? So let's go ahead. I mentioned the first thing. Of course, I didn't plan to mention that, but that experience made me mention that. Now, the first thing we're going to talk about, of course, we all know the importance of ensuring that you generate good leads and, quality leads. Like I said earlier, you don't want to spend money and not get the result. So what are the marketing mistakes or the advertising mistakes that we are making as realtors? Number one is that you are neglecting online presence. A lot of us are neglecting online presence. How many of us are on TikTok? Let me see your hand. You have an account on TikTok. Not a lot of people. How many of us have an account on Snapchat? Not a lot of people. Okay. How many of us have an account on LinkedIn? Okay, better hands. How many of us have an account on Instagram? A lot of us. On Twitter, let me see if you have an account on Twitter. Good. Or X, whatever it is they call it. So, why is it important to have Now, some of us, we look down on these platforms. I've heard people that made so much money on Snapchat. A lot of money. And there are platforms that you need to focus on. There are platforms you need to diversify when it comes to these platforms. You can't put all your eggs on Instagram. Recently, I think last week, I spoke with a client and we were discussing how she paid for an advert on Instagram and she wanted to run, it's real estate. I now work with a lot of realtors, by the way. So she wanted to place an advert on Instagram and we looked at things. I said, CEO, I've been on this platform for 8 years. Consistently doing adverts on Instagram and Facebook for about 8 years. But I can tell you that when you want to generate leads, quality leads, there are other platforms to look at. And one of those platforms is YouTube. You know why? Why? Because YouTube is a platform where people are making their search. Facebook and Instagram, is based on what I put. So if I create a bio on Instagram and I say I am 65, maybe for different reasons, that's not true. Maybe the person is actually 28, but the person says I'm 65. Facebook does not have a way to verify that. They don't have a way to verify that. So there are the data that Facebook has is based off on what we set. But YouTube has a data that people come to search for. So I'm making a search on the top investments I can do in Nigeria. So when you now target people who are making this search, you are able to get quality leads. Why? Because you are getting people who are actually searching for these things. They are looking for it. Facebook doesn't have a search bar. Have you gone on Facebook and you can search and you can find, at best what you will find are accounts. Not exactly what people are searching for, but if you go to Google, you search now, investment platforms that you can make money from or investment opportunities in Nigeria, you see a lot of responses. And if you run your ad, your YouTube ads well, or your Google search ads well, your results will appear at the top. So when somebody sees that, or when somebody types that search, at the very top, they will see Gracias, or they will see a brilliant concept realtors saying, we have these properties that you can invest in. It could be a blog post, it could be a video on YouTube. This is how you generate quality leads. But the reason is because a lot of people have heard that, oh, Instagram me, Facebook lower. No. Diversify your online presence. Get out on other platforms. I've heard people make serious money on LinkedIn. Close serious speaking engagements in millions. Fully paid, fly over to anywhere in the country, in the world, to go and speak. Just on LinkedIn. So let me give you tips. What do you do on LinkedIn as a professional or as a realtor? What you do is that you build a personal brand. When you get on LinkedIn, LinkedIn is not to sell properties. No. There are certain platforms that are for you to show your expertise, what you know. There are platforms like that. YouTube is a platform like that. You're not supposed to sell. What you do is to show your expertise. What do you know about properties in Ibadan? I mean, a lot of us, if I count, some of us have 1 year experience, 2 years experience. It's enough for you to know something. Even if all you know is how to know dry land and wetland. Even if that's all you know. Even if all you know is the best period to buy property in Ibadan. Trust me, there will be a lot of people searching for that. So, and some of us have this knowledge, but you're sitting on them and you're saying that you're not able to meet your targets. How do you want to? Show what you know. Some of us have been able to build this huge following on numbers on social media. Why? Because we did not say, people already know it now. They can find it on YouTube. They can find it on Google. No. Create it again. Go on my page. I've been talking about the same thing for consistently 8 years. The same thing. But people just neglect saying the same thing. They feel, oh, it's tautology. I've said it before. I posted that property again. Post it again. Even if you posted it yesterday, there's something called POV, point of view. Change the point of view. If yesterday you posted it and you were talking about this house you're talking about the security of the property. Oh, the property is secured. They have a gated fence. They have this. They have barbed wires. They have this. Fine. Tomorrow when you are posting, talk about the pleasure things that they have. Like swimming pool. They have a swimming pool. They have a playground for children. Show all these things. That is how to change the point of view. But you're still talking about the same thing. So, but a lot of us want to do something new. I want to post something else. That's why you stop from posting. Why? Because you are thinking and worrying yourself about creating something new. Whereas there's nothing new. There's nothing new under this earth. What have we not seen? There's nothing new. All we are doing is we are just recycling everything. It's nothing new. But the truth is that you know why people will listen to you? Because you take the time to create valuable content that can help people and that can change them. Impact. That's why people will come to you. That's why a lot of you are listening to us right now. Because of the impact we are able to make. And how do we make the impact? Because we shared our knowledge, what we know, no matter how little. Is it that some of us don't know how to cook? Ladies, is it that some of you don't know how to cook? Why do you go on Ify Kitchen on YouTube? I'm wondering. I mean, a client paid us to one of these popular guys, ladies on food bloggers, Omoye cooks. Paid heavily to run adverts for a cooking class. And in my mind, I've done a lot of ads for different people. Trust me. I said it in Lagos, they laughed. I said, I've done Kayamata ads, self. There's no ad I've not done. There's nothing we cannot sell. Now, we did this, and I thought about it that, sorry, is it that people cannot cook? Why are they signing up for cooking classes? But trust me, she knows something that a lot of women do not know. There are some hidden things in cooking that they don't know. There are some hidden things in real estate that people don't know. But you are privy to that knowledge. You know it. If they wake you up, you know how to differentiate some things, some properties. You know how to understand land grabbers. I've heard that term. I think I heard it recently. I think it was in Lagos I heard about it. I never knew there was anything like land grabbers. But you know about it. You know that there are land grabbers that they will just come and they will just and the land becomes there. You push it to court, all those things. Do you know how to avoid them? Some of you know, but you've not shared it before. So what I've said here is it's important to diversify your online presence. Go on other platforms. People think, oh, Twitter is unserious. It's for unserious people. There are people that are sharing things, and on Twitter they are making serious money. Go there. Go there. And right now, it's a lot easier that when you post, your post can go to all these platforms. There are automation softwares that you can use. So you don't need to do the stress of, I want to post here. Connect everything together. So when you post, it goes to Twitter, goes to Instagram, goes to TikTok, goes to LinkedIn. Very simple. There are a lot of, so you don't, if the excuse is, oh, I don't have the time. How will I post on all these platforms? You know what I usually say about content? I say, content is like when you give birth to a child. In the olden days, when our forefathers were giving birth, you know what they do? They give birth to a lot of children. You know why? They will tell you, you never can tell which one will be great. So they give birth to a lot because they don't know which one is going to be the next president. They don't know. And of course, because there were a lot of terminal diseases there, so they don't know which one will live. So they have a lot. So when it comes to your social media, you never know which one is going to get you the sale. So you don't hold back to post anything. There's a particular content on my page that, for me, I felt like I fooled myself. When my wife saw it, my wife said, what if people saw you? There's an estate around where we live, and, I'm laughing as I'm about to say, I wore this, I have this agbada, I wore it, I parked my car, and I was running. I was shy for myself. I said, what if, and I was very close to my son's school, and I said, what if some of the parents just saw me and said, is this not, or what if one of my followers just saw me, is this not business? But again, I thought about it. I said, I beg, let them see it. Are they the ones paying me? Are they the ones putting food on my table? No. So let them see it. I held back from posting this thing for a long time. But eventually I said, what is it? I beg. I posted it, and that post immediately went seriously viral. That a lot of people were now using the video to pass across their own message. And what was the video? I was just running around like, how Nigerians like late payments. When they hear this thing is closing, and the way they are running. That's all I did. The content didn't take me 10 seconds to create. So sometimes the content you overthink is the one that doesn't do well. But you see that one that comes to you immediately, and you immediately do it, and you post it. You would be surprised the way it will go viral. Why? Because you didn't overthink it. You didn't, I need the lights, I need this. Those things are important, don't get me wrong. But sometimes be spontaneous about it. Oh, some of us have properties around that maybe when you're living here, you probably will pass by the place. Do something. Post it. Do something, post it. People are always watching. We did something in Lagos. By the way, the Lagos event is a paid one. And I think I can boldly say it to anyone that this woman is worth investing whatever it is that she asks you, she knows what she's doing. I've seen a lot of people, you can clap if you want, you can clap, come on. I've seen a lot of realtors online doing it the wrong way. But she's very open-hearted, There was a time you called me, I said, I'm looking for somebody to speak on sales. Who can you? I was shocked, like, she's asking me. But it's the openness. And those are the kind of people that you want to be associated with. So I don't know if she's going to do a paid one in Ibadan. But if she does, I want to beg you. Invest in it. It's not small money, but invest in it. Because the Lagos guys, come on. They got a lot. There's a particular speaker that I asked her, please, where did you see this man? Because the things that this man was saying, I did not feel like standing up. So you need to be, I just said that by the way. So you need to be at any of the paid events that she puts up. Right? So what's the first thing that I said that you should not make? What's the first mistake? I can't hear it. Let me hear it loud and clear. Neglecting online presence. Good. All right. Now, the second thing is that we are ignoring high quality content. High quality visuals, we're ignoring it. Especially in my city, in the city of Ibadan. I don't go out, but I see a lot of things happening in Ibadan. And trust me, the entrepreneurial journey in Ibadan is growing. I mean, I've been here since I served here. So since after my service, I've stayed here. I was born in Lagos, bred everything in Lagos. But I just sought a different path from Lagos and also and Boston. But in the 8 years plus that I've been here, it's been that, what do you call it? Is it that I don't care attitude of, let's just do it. But no, it doesn't work like that. So a lot of us are neglecting or ignoring high quality visuals. What do I mean? Sometimes you need to get a good phone. Some of these things are not liabilities, they are investments. Gone are the days when, gone are the days when you think buying a car is nowadays is not luxury again. Sincerely. Because sometimes, I learned something from one of my pastors while I was in Ekiti State. And one of the things I learned was perception building. You know why? There are some places you get to with a car that will get you the contract.
Of course.
There are some properties you get to, some offices you get to that when they come out to meet you, they know that, okay. Because perception is important. And it's not only about cars, how you dress. So you're showing up online, sorry, the hair. You don't mind the hair. What nonsense, don't mind the hair. Sorry, the light is not. That's not how it is done. And I've seen a lot of people do it in Ibadan. You just feel like it's not important. No. They are very important because the people that you spend time on their page, scrolling, reading, checking, if they had poor visuals, will you stay there? If you come to my page and you are hearing the sound, the audio is you will go now like do you understand? So it is important that you put in the right investment in this equipment. I came here today, that's my camera. I have my mic on. You know why? Because this is content for me. I won't waste 30. Of course, she paid really, really good. This free thing that you partaking is free. It's not free. Don't worry. Let me not expose anything. If you know how much she has done to set this up, come on. Please, a round of applause. Can we just say that, okay? Thank you so much, ma. So, and it's important that you invest in some of these equipment. Invest in them. Get a good phone. It doesn't have to be iPhone, no. Because people not think it's iPhone 15. I must buy. No, there are better phones. Get them. It might not be as expensive. There are Samsung phones. There are Infinix, Redmi. All those guys are now doing good cameras. Get them. And then gradually, because I did not wait for a phone to stop me. I did not wait for camera. I didn't get this thing until maybe 2 years back. What have I been using? My phone. What did I ensure? I had good lights. So what I did, for those who have been following me for a long time, during the lockdown, I called one of my neighbors. We're very close. I said, guy, let's make this wooden. I saw this DIY video on YouTube, how to make wooden. By the way, it's one of my lobby, I mean, one of the lobby or long views that I have. So I saw this DIY of how to make softbox. So I went to buy the materials. I made 2. So I was going to buy, normally I was supposed to buy the softbox, like say, if I went to buy a softbox, maybe it would cost like say 70 something thousand or about 100,000 to buy like 2, if not more than that. But I made my own myself with natural, organic equipment, and what do you call it? And I spent about 25,000 to make them, and I used that well for a long time before I could buy the softbox and the expensive lights. The most important thing is understand that people judge you by what they see. They don't need to meet you. So you think that you've not met me, that's why they don't need to meet you. When they see your post on social media, they can infer the kind of person that you are. Sometimes when I see somebody's video or product, I know that this person is not thorough. I know this person is not thorough. I have a client, I will always give you examples. I have a client that I'm on the verge of doing a refund to them. Why? They're a real estate company, by the way. And I'm on the verge of doing a refund to them. You know why? You give me a content that is bad, and you expect us to use it to run ads. No. You want people to buy properties of 7 million, 8 million, 10 million, and the content you are using to attract those people. Because you know, what does your content do? Your content says or tells people to come to you. So what they see makes them come to you. That's practically advertising. So if they see the wrong thing, they have a different thought about you or a different mindset. So you gave me, even though it's an influencer content, you gave me an influencer content, and then the person was just, the sound was too noisy, everything. And I said, no, I'll do this just so that you don't feel like I don't want to work for you. I'll do this for 2 weeks. If it doesn't work, I'll refund your remaining 2 weeks. And that's me. That's me. So, and I noticed that a lot of us also don't understand how to use influencers. Please, I beg you. She uses influencers a lot. She pays them a lot. In fact, in Lagos, I found out that she was the first person to pay Macaroni his first influencing job ever on Instagram. She was the first person to pay him. Yeah. She has that anointing. She has that anointing. So, do you understand what I'm saying? So, you want to use an influencer, find out about the influencer. Some influencers are not good for your brand image. They're not good. So, let me go back to our gist. So, I told these people, and then they sent me a screenshot. The company sent me a screenshot of the conversation or something that one of the clients, because the advert will always bring people. So, one of the people that messaged them said, you don't, why be saying now only scammers you always do adverts for? That person was commenting on the influencer they used. So what apparently must have happened is that influencer influenced for another brand that were shady. So it might not necessarily be the influencer, but maybe the people that the influencer has worked for. So do your due diligence when it comes to working with influencers. Some people are not just worth it. No matter how much, like she said, it's not what your brand image, it's not what your personality, it's not what your person. All right? Are we together? Yes. If you're gaining something, can I just see you? Come on. So let's look at the third thing, right? Let's look at the third thing. A lot of us are also overlooking target audience, our target audience. I'm working on my first hard copy book. I'm going to call it I'm going to call it the Advertiser's Handbook. It's going to be a very small book that you can put in your pocket. It's supposed to help people who run adverts to understand what they should focus on. And it's going to, I don't like long, it's going to give you what you need immediately. I'm working on that. And over the years, one of the things I've done is to talk about target audience a lot because people don't have an idea about it. Now, there's a market. The market is everybody. There's something called a target market. What that means is that you have a segment out of the market that you are servicing. Did somebody hear that? Yes. So, everybody is not your audience. Not everybody wants to buy property. Or not everybody can afford to buy property. So, Now, what I said is not everybody wants to buy one. That's a segment. Not everybody can afford to buy. Not everybody want to buy it now. And when you run adverts, you want people that want to buy. Right? You want people that wants to buy. So, you need to understand what segmenting is about. How to segment your audience. I said this in Lagos, and I'm going to say it again, that we had the opportunity, my son attends a very popular school in Ibadan, and we had the opportunity to be at one of their graduation ceremonies. And what happened was, at that ceremony, we had a real estate company that came in. We had a real estate company that came in, right, to sell to the parents. And this real estate company was selling properties for children. So you can buy a property for your child. They were selling it at a school graduation. Please, will they sell, yes or no? Will they sell, yes or no? I need to hear loud. Can somebody tell me why they will sell? The what? Good. So they were at the right place for the right target audience. And they had the right offer. Some of you don't have the right offer. I think I said it. You cannot be selling a 90 million naira product or property in this city. There are people that buy it too. But there are a few people. And trust me, they won't come to some of us that are still up and coming. See, I had a training in Lagos, and I told them, I said, see, what you focus on is not the rich. Understandable. You know why? I don't focus on the rich. Why? Because the rich already have people that they go to when they need things. There are certain people that will not go anywhere but to MFK to buy property. Certain people. And trust me, it took out 20 to 30 years to build that. And some of us have not gotten to that point. So what do? Focus on the people that you know can pay you. I gave a comment, I said, people should go to all these vulcanizer associations. They have associations. And these people, you know why the poor, sometimes, you know why the poor are the best people to sell to sometimes? Because they are always trying to meet up with the rich. So even if they don't have the money, they will do a job. They will do, because why? They want to buy. They hear that the rich is buying property. So they might be looking for the 300K and the 700K. But don't neglect it. Don't look down on it. Because they have the number. They have the number. An average association of vulcanizers will have close to about 200 people. And trust me, if you can just with small thing, you can tip the chairman. Say, okay, I'm offering it free. Free plots, money, but so he now makes it his own project, saying every organizer we are going to be buying joints, so we're buying like 10 acres or 50 acres and we are sharing it. So if you close that kind of deal, you know how much it will be? But a lot of us are focusing on, there's big commission in brick properties. That's what a lot of us are focusing on. Hey, I want to close the 80 million, the 90 million. Sorry. There's vulcanizer that is ready. I saw a lady on Instagram. She was selling this property and she was saying, pay daily. People were paying as low as, I think, 1,000, 1,500. Pay daily. Now, some of these things can be stressful. It can be stressful, and selling the big things can be the easy way out. But trust me, one of the things that you are going to make is impact, and then you're going to make life easy for some people. There are certain people that would jump on that offer. So, find out what works for you. Look for your target market. What works for you? Do you want to sell properties to only women? There are certain women that are very emotional with that. Once they, if this is land, women can become landowners with just this. By the way, that lady that was selling 1,000 daily was only doing it to business owners that were women. She had a page with a lot of business owners. I'm sure you might probably be knowing that the way I'm talking. Yes. She had a page with a lot of business owners. So what she felt was, instead of creating a new product, or instead of looking for a new audience, create a new product for the audience that you have. So she said, okay, I don't know how she got into real estate. I don't know if she's grounded in it. But she said, okay, I have business owners, plenty female. Let me create something for them that they'll be paying small to get properties, to get lands. And she did that. And I'm sure she must have cashed out with that. So it's important to understand your target audience. Who do you want to focus on? Who do you want to focus on? If you want to be like the company that my son's school, You can also have that as an arrangement that you go to certain schools during their PTA meetings. You go. These are some of the strategies you can implement in a city like Ibadan that will work for you. These are some of the strategies. Radio, those things work in Ibadan. Especially when you're talking to a certain segment of audience, which are middle-aged people down to old-age people. It will work for you, especially in Ibadan, radio, because you know that the middle-aged, say someone between like 40 downwards will be listening to a lot of radio. So if that is your target market, you use that. So you must understand your target market to know the advertising strategy that works. You cannot be speaking to older people and you're trying to sell it on TikTok or Snapchat. No. By the way, I heard that they are rich. There's some big men on Snapchat, but they're pretending to be small, young guys, and you can actually make huge sales from them. I just shared that with you. So there are a lot of big men that come in on Snapchat for nonsense, like, you know, and sometimes they will see you and buy what you sell, just to probably get close to you. If that is your strategy, go on with it. You see, there's a particular influencer on Instagram. She does a lot of shaking bomb bomb. I'm not against it. Shake the bomb bomb as long as the money is entering and it's working for you. Stick to it. I cannot. So when people are saying, you don't have any other type of content apart from shaking bomb bomb, or you don't, it's not my business. It's not anybody's business. Because if she believes that has been paying her bills, why change it? Why change it? After all, you change a strategy only when it's not working again. But it's working for her. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I'm talking about the content you put out. The content also would determine, your target market would also determine the type of content you put out. Like he was saying, you don't say hello to older people. So when you know that you have older people on your page, there are certain ways you will not communicate. Target market, understanding your target market. This is like a lot. Target market is a lot, it's like a full-blown course. So I'm not going to dwell so much on it. It's like a full-blown course. We're going to, I don't want to waste so much of our time. Right, another thing is that a lot of us have a lack in branding consistency. A lot of us are not consistent with our branding. A lot of us are not consistent with it. Some of us knew that we're coming to a gathering of realtors. So the normal thing is that I want to see some companies. You think that there are not people that you can sell to here? You think that there are people you can sell to? Some of us go to airports, but you're not wearing a branded shirt of what you do. Or you don't even have a card. Look, when it comes to selling, you should be ready anytime. Always ready when it comes to making sales. Because you never know where the sales will come from or when it will come. So you are always sales ready. Whether it's at the airport, whether you're going to the hospital, you might see somebody that will say, I've been seeing a lot of adverts from this company. Now, your conversion did not happen with the advert when you did it. But people saw it. That's why I tell people, when you run adverts, people see your adverts. Even though they didn't buy, they saw it. So, two things you can do is to retarget people that saw your advert or find a way to build a data of these people. Find a way to build a data. There are people that come to you to make an inquiry. Don't let them go like that. That's a potential customer. Collect the number. Even if it's just phone number and email or their name and phone number, collect it. The person didn't buy, but the person is a useful data that will help your business. Are we together? Yes. So it's important for you to be consistent with your branding. Be consistent with the branding. Be consistent with the branding. Is there anybody that came here with a branded t-shirt? Nobody. I don't think I've seen anyone. I don't think I've seen anyone. You need people to... Okay, MFK. I've seen MFK. I mean, and these are some of the things we need to learn. I know that a lot of us want to look... You can still put on a jacket on a branded top and still look good. The reason is why you never can tell where somebody will see you. You might just be at an eatery trying to buy something. Somebody says, sorry, can you give me, I saw a property that you were advertising. Can I get more details about it? And for you, that's how you make the sale. Like, that's how you make the sale. So, do not neglect the consistent branding that you do. All right? I'm wrapping up gradually. A lot of us are also focusing on just listing our properties. Just listing. These are the properties we have. These are the... I said it before earlier. Build contents that are educational as well. Let people know what you know. Because, you know the thing? When you educate people, you reduce... Don't worry, Kuti. Don't worry. So, when you educate people on what you sell, you reduce the friction that should happen in sales. Why? You told them everything about the product, the property. They know everything they should know. They know where it is. I mean, you are selling property. There's no aerial view. You think by doing drone and all those things is just for fun. It's not for fun now. People want to know where the property is. Oh, it's closest to this place, this place, this place. You think they just do it for fun? No. The more information people know about your properties, the easier they are able to buy from you because they know everything. The only thing that's remaining is for them to pay. So every day on your social media, what you try to do is to create more content on people knowing about what you have, the properties you have. What do they need to know? So think about it today. While we're here, write it down. What do people need to know about the property I have currently? They already know the price. That one is always there. That's what we first of all put out. They know the price. What else do they need to know? What else do they need to know? Do they need to know anything about where it is located? The facilities? Is it gated? There's a particular property that I saw and they were saying that, they had cameras, erected at the property. It was just a land. They had cameras. Why? And then they said everybody, I think it's in this Ibadan, yes. They said everybody you have access to the camera footage and you can see what's happening on your land anytime. And I felt like, good idea. Let me be waking up and see my investments. Let me check. Okay. It's in the way. You understand what I'm saying? So that could be a good strategy for somebody. That, I'll buy this property. So they just need to erect a few surveillance cameras and they give access to all their people that buy. So once you buy, you can look at your property. And it's even reducing stress for you. Because they can watch their thing by themselves and be looking at it. So let's find out the ways that can help us improve ourselves. Right? So the final thing I'm going to talk about is understanding the need for social proof. Social proof. Understanding the need for social proof. How many of us know what social proof is? Good. People buy from you because of the people that are bought from you. I like to say that. And I like to say that one of the illusions you can create on social media is that you can create an illusion of people buying from you. They do it on websites. You go to some websites and you'll be seeing something like Tunde just purchased, they put the cost. You see 20 minutes ago. You see another one. It's a lie. Tunde did not purchase anything. Tunde did not purchase Shingbai. In fact, there's nobody that is Tunde that bought that thing.
I think it's push up notifications.
We'll talk.
Push up notifications.
Yeah, they are for websites basically. And you know what that does? There are certain people that will jump on that website and they just see that Tunde just bought. Maybe they feel like that Tunde is their neighbor or somebody they know. Do you understand? So that sometimes is an illusion of sales happening. How many of you have gone to a restaurant because you saw plenty people, you saw the queue? Yeah. So is it that their food is sweet? But it's an illusion that they created because when you see that sales is happening or there is a rush to this particular place, you want to go to there. That's one of the things that companies like Revolution Plus and Adron, that's some of the strategies they implemented. Why? They created an illusion that so what they did is instead of having plenty customers, they were trying to have plenty agents. So you feel like they are selling a lot because everywhere you go, you see their office, their agents. So they did all these things to create an illusion that You must, if you don't buy property from, I had a friend that I said in Lagos that I must buy property from Ibadan. That's the only thing I do. Why? There's an illusion that sales is happening. So ensure you do that. How do you do that? There are certain people that have bought from you already. There's no video about them on your page. I know that sometimes these people don't want to give you these videos. But there are certain ways you can go about it. There are certain emotional strings that you can pull to get them to do this video for you. And there are ways to do it. Sometimes, one of the things I like about MFK is that there's a way she makes her business a lot about media. And it's important you need to learn this. And let me tell you, media is not only about expensive cameras. By the way, the guys that cover when she's coming to sit down, they use a phone and a gimbal. Not an expensive camera. You know why it is important? Because this will help you to position yourself. So if, for example, you have a meeting with some clients and they are signing documents and you have all those things, they won't say there's an issue with it. Because they see a setup of a media, a brand that is, do you go to Revolution Plus and you tell them, no, I don't want to. You will say, I want to, let me do video. Why? Because the brand has they made themselves, they put it out there that we are a media-based brand. So everything you do, sometimes we can put it online. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yes. So please, work on your social proofs. There was a time MFK was posting alerts. So she tells you, 3 people have just made payment. If you like, don't make payment. It's remaining just, what does that do? Anybody that was maybe driving and say, when I finish this now, the person will park immediately and do the transfer. Do you understand? Because I don't want to miss out on this. Create that scarcity. Even if there are times when we do it, a lot of us do it. We will not lie. Let me cast all of us. We do it. Sometimes our courses remain. We have like maybe we put out 500 slots, and we have like 400 remaining. We say it's remaining 10. Oh, I have 10 slots remaining. I lie. So what we try to do is to create a fear of missing out. We create a form of scarcity, an illusion that there is sales. And when you do that, people will come to you. People will come to you and say, hope it has not closed though. Please, let me just make a deposit. Please. That's when you see results happening. Have we gained anything so far this afternoon? Come on. Can you just put your hands together for yourself? So let's not forget the key points that I mentioned. What's the first thing that I mentioned that you must not, the mistake you must avoid? First one. Good. That person heard me. That was the first thing I mentioned when I got here. Selling only price and not benefits. What's the second thing I mentioned? Neglecting online presence. What's the third thing? Ignoring high. What's the other one? Okay, what's the next one? Come on, you guys are brilliant. What's the other one? I said something of focusing on listings alone. Don't focus on listings alone. Some of you are big enough to start a course. There are plenty MFKs here. That's it. There are plenty of people that can learn. You know so much. But there are people like that come to your event and they know plenty. They just want to see, how is she doing it? There are plenty like that here. But you start your own. She started. She wasn't going around to look at how did they do it. Start from somewhere. Okay? There are people, I've not seen this online, where people are selling directories of real estate agents. All the real estate agents in Lagos. Can somebody sell a directory where we have their phone numbers? I've not seen that. I've been craving somebody that people can pay and buy that. Okay, if you are looking for a house, because people stress a lot to look for houses in Lagos, even in Ibadan. So a directory containing the list of real estate agents everywhere in Lagos. And you can also charge the agents to be enlisted on that directory and you still sell. That's 2 ways of making money. And sometimes you can make a lot of money that even your property itself, you've not made that so much money in it. Do you understand what I'm saying? So get that idea, create that directory. Let people pay you to buy it from you. So when they are looking for property, they can just go on the phone number. Do you have property in this area? They look at it based on the areas. I'm giving somebody an idea. Okay? So I think that's it. I want to just appreciate everyone. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much, everyone. You guys have been awesome. Come on, put your hands together for yourself.